Time to say goodbye to the Clone Wars again. This is the Big Bang. This is the final episode in the unfinished Utapau arc, which probably would have been for Season 6, and I'm guessing would have been the Season 6 finale, although I don't know. I mean, one of the writers said they hadn't figured out the order yet of the episodes, but I feel like it might have been. So in this episode, Anakin and Obi-Wan are basically trying to stop Grievous from escaping with the Kyber Crystal, and they go on to this ship, which it's really cool. We get to see the inside of this Separatist ship, which we haven't seen the inside of yet in the show. And they go inside, there's lots of fun action, they learn the crystals, the power to amplify it, whatever's shot at it, and reflect it back, but more powerful. And at the end of the day, they decide to destroy the crystal rather than let Grievous have it, which would have been surprising if not for the fact that the quote in the beginning gave it away. If you can't have it, destroy it. And then Yoda says he's worried, like, this was obviously for the Sith Lord, and he's probably going to try and find another crystal. And yeah, that was the episode. And it was a fun episode. I mean, there was lots of fun action, and there was some good role reversal of Obi-Wan being the one getting crass and heading into action and getting caught, whereas Anakin's the more level-headed one coming up with the plan. It was fun, and it definitely made it more entertaining, because this arc very much felt like something out of Season 1, and I felt like, while I did really enjoy it, it did sort of dip back into the Season 1 quality territory a bit, but, you know, Anakin and Obi-Wan's banner relationship helped. Like, the biggest thing for me was there was a little too much battle droids in this arc. I mean, the battle droids, they were fun and goofy for a bit, but then they just started getting annoying. I'm like, yeah, I kind of being reminded of having flashbacks to Season 1 back when they'd use them a lot and they get annoying. And it just really bothers me that we have all these new kinds of droids. We have super battle droids, the mana guards. We have those awesome, way more badass battle droids. You know, like the ones that don't talk. The ones they introduced in Rookies. And yet Grievous, his entire ship is full of battle droids. These useless, dumb battle droids that we've clearly established are very ineffective against the Jedi, and yet Grievous has an ship. Ah! Like, seriously, it's like they're in the vault, and Grievous says, send stuff to secure it, and it's like, there's a fucking vault! No Jedi is gonna get through that! Or, like, when they want to bring Obi-Wan to the torture chamber, it's like, just shoot him right there! And it got a little too cartoony. Like, at the end, when the Jedi are escaping with the Kyber Crystal, and Obi-Wan just waves at Grievous, it's like, seriously? And, you know, it's like, how meaningful is Obi-Wan's encounter with Grievous going to be if they fought each other, like, multiple times? And how did Anakin not see Grievous? He was right fucking there! So yeah, but it was still fun. One thing I found kind of odd, though, was it became very clear at this point that Kevin Kleiner did not record music for this arc. They were just reusing, like, music from previous episodes. And again, it's just clearly filler music, clearly just to have something until you get something. But it was very obvious at the end when they had the crystal blowing up and they were playing the music that plays when Maul and Savage are fighting Darth Sidious in Season 5. And it felt a little too epic for that arc. And, you know, I do like the inclusion of the crystal, and it is a really nice explanation for the Death Star and how it works. Because it's like, how do you get enough power to blow up a planet? And that would explain it. So, yeah. So, in regards to this arc, it was a fun, entertaining arc. You know, it was like the stuff from the other seasons, but it was a bit better. It worked really well as a fun, wasted time filler. It did drag on. I felt like it dragged on a little too long, though, especially for something this fun and simple. Like, it didn't need to be 4 episodes, but it didn't bother it that much. It just got a little too goofy towards the end, and especially as a season, especially if this was intended as the Season 6 finale, it doesn't quite have the same punch that previous seasons have had. Like, especially seasons 4 and 5. Like, season 4, you brought back Darth Maul, and season 5, you had this really big epic arc that ended with Ahsoka leaving the Jedi Order, and it feels really weird just having this season end with just this funnel adventure. I mean, Yoda's does have the ominous speech at the end, which, and I guess that sort of helps make this work. Like, that ominous tone at the end does make it somewhat effective as a season 6 finale, and, you know, I'm guessing they were going to play the alternate credits music, like, because, you know, it did feel sort of ominous. But yeah, again, this wasn't exactly the strongest arc to end the season on. I would personally have ended it either with the Yoda arc or the Maul arc, preferably the Yoda arc, because that was really cool. But, you know, it's not my call. And plus, in season 3, I thought they should have ended season 3 of the Mortis arc, but they went with the Ahsoka arc, which was fine. And again, it's very much like season 6, where you have these two really good arcs. One's by Christian Taylor, and one's dealing with, like, Dathomir and stuff, and they're both in the middle. And they're both in the middle. And yeah, so anyway, so I'm just going to quickly wrap this up. I'm going to quickly just sum up what I thought of Season 6 overall. Season 6 was a little rocky. Like, it was, yeah, rocky. It was rocky. It was very much like the Season 5 in the sense that you had a lot of arcs that were just either good or okay, and then like only like two really good arcs. Like, kind of similar to Season 3, except, I'm trying to think. Kind of similar to Season 3, except there was no real annoying slog of episodes. I mean, I feel like the second half of Season 6 was more entertaining than the first half. Like, the first 3 arcs of Season 6 weren't particularly good. Although, I kind of liked Order 66, but the second half was much better. Order 66 was a fun, good arc, but it went on a little too long, was a little too predictable. Clovis was more or less the everything I don't like about the prequels. Disappeared was fun, but nothing special. Yoda arc was awesome. The Maul arc was really good, except for the conclusion, which I'm guessing would have been better handled in the show. And the Anakin Obi-Wan arc was fun. So, yeah, it was a good season. Like, it was fun. Most of the stuff in here I liked. It was just like there was like maybe like only like 2 arcs I didn't care for overall, and one, and then you had one I don't know, like, and then you had these 2 good ones. So it was very much like Season 5, and that you had like, because Season 5 for me, I like the Onderon arc. The Younglings arc was pretty good, and then you had the Droids arc. Like, there was some good basically, Season 5, you know, stuff ranged from good to okay, and then you had these 2 really good arcs at the end, the Maul arc and Ahsoka arc. And this was very similar in that there was only like 2 arcs I'm going to take away. It's like, whenever I watch Clone Wars, I never walk away remembering how amazing every single arc was. There's usually like mainly 1 or 2 arcs I thought were really good, and for this season it was the Yoda arc and the Darth Maul arc. And yeah, and again, that's the beauty of the Clone Wars. Like, nothing is ever amazing. Like, even in all these Lost Missions, like the Lost Missions, the Utapau arc, like, not all of it was amazing. Some of it was, but not all of it was. And the beauty of Clone Wars is that it's worth sitting through the arcs that aren't that good, because you know they're going to make up for it with a really good arc. And they did. For all the good or okay arcs in this season, they made up for it with some really good ones. And I have no doubt Season 7 would have been similar. I mean, for as cool as a lot of the arcs I know were planned for Season 7, look, I have no doubt, like, at least one of them probably would have been a bit of a letdown. And again, I don't know, and I'm probably going to do a video at some point saying what arcs I know for a fact were planned. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Really, as far as, I'm bummed the show's canceled, but I'm glad that we're still getting Clone Wars stories. I'm glad we're going to get more. Well, I'm not too big on the whole rough cut. I'd much rather see it finished. I am glad that we're getting the episodes as opposed to not getting them all, and I'm glad they are important to Filoni and they need to get them out. And I'm glad the dialogue was recorded for this episode. It definitely made it more enjoyable than just reading it or something. And in regards to like what I'd like to see going forward, I just like to see more Clone Wars. I mean, preferably either rough cut if the voice acting is done, then I'd like to see the rough cut. Like, I know there was a bounty hunter arc planned about Cad Bane Boba Fett where I know the lines record for that. Dave Filoni, he posted a photo on Facebook, and a bunch of characters who play bounty hunters, including Daniel Logan, were in there. So I'm guessing that was when they record their lines for the bounty hunter arc. And I'm guessing the arc where Echo returns. I know that was planned for season 6. It was moved to season 7. So I'm guessing that would be. For the rest of them, I guess comics or novels will have to do. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I have to say. So unless they release like more Clone Wars stories sometime between now and this summer, I guess the next time I see you guys will be when I say see you guys, I mean in regards to when I next vlog about Clone Wars. It'll most likely be when then the new novel comes out, Dark Disciple, which is about the Asajj Ventress arc. So until then, or unless another Clone Wars story gets released sooner, this is JStars360, and may the Force be with you.